Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Face2Face here on ekartingnews.com. My name is Rob Howden. That is David Cole. I'm in Cambridge, Ontario, Canada. Get it right, Cole.
I was pointing at myself.
All right. Cole's down in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and this is episode actually number 13. We kind of transitioned out of all the interviews I was doing on our EK and Instagram feed. We weren't able to save those anywhere. It was tough to save them. We had an app I was working on. This is a lot easier. Of course, these get saved to Facebook. We then save them as well to YouTube, and then we play them as well on the EK and radio network. So a lot of different opportunities to be able to get this content out to everybody. Hope you're all well.
Download them as podcasts.
And then you can download as a podcast as well. Yeah, true enough. Yeah, sure enough. People starting to sign in. Awesome. It is, June the 5th now. We're into another month here. Closing in on, I guess, almost the end of the third month, right? Is that right?
Essentially week 12. I believe this is week 12 of the pandemic. Ever since you left St. Petersburg, I left New Orleans. That was March 13th. So we're getting essentially at the 3-month mark. When we get to next week. It's been a long, but again, as we hoped from the beginning, it was going to be a gradual return back to what we hope is going to be a normal life, and we're slowly getting there. My state of Michigan is starting to open up slowly but surely. Other states have opened up much quicker and much wider than other states have. But again, we've just kind of been monitoring everybody and everything, and trying to keep everybody updated as much. And we're seeing a lot more racing going on. That's the great thing. We're seeing a lot of club racing, and there's a lot of regionals that are getting started up as well too. Yeah, that's one of the things David's been doing. If you guys go to the website, we're putting it out essentially on social media every couple of days. We have a document on eKarting News that we're getting updates from tracks, and people are actually getting really more aggressive, more forward, sending stuff to us, sending us updates, which is awesome. So you can go to that article on eKarting News, and we see all the tracks we've got updates on, when they're planning to open, if they're already opened, and we try to give some kind of insight into what they're doing in terms of safety with the social distancing, whatever it may be. We try to give you a little bit of information there as well. But yeah, as David said, they're racing all over the place. A couple of weekends ago, they were road racing up in the Pacific Northwest. We know they've been racing at PKRA in Phoenix for the last couple of weeks. The same goes with Newcastle Motorsports Park. It's starting to open up as well. We've seen drivers on the track in Whiteland. They've been rolling in Texas. That's one of the things we'll be talking about here today. David, just good to see all the regional series are kind of rescheduling. We do a lot of updating on that as well, on who's rescheduling, what everybody's doing. But we're seeing people go racing around the country, which is awesome for the industry right now, because we needed to get some money rolling back through the industry. Yeah, that's the biggest thing is actual racing, because you can only test for so many times, and if you get hundreds a lap in, it's good, but you need that competitive spirit, that competitive edge to kind of keep you in check and what's going on. And the great thing is it's influxing. We're going to talk to DJ Ortiz at North Texas Carters. It's influxing numbers at the club level, I think, and we're seeing NOLA Motorsports Park getting bigger numbers at their club races because people are racing down there. Obviously Indiana's getting big numbers. GoPro Motorplex, always big numbers there. But some of the smaller clubs, Badger Kart clubs, stuff like that, all these different tracks that aren't used to seeing these big numbers are actually getting the big numbers. So it's a good thing for the base of our karting pyramid. And did we not talk about that? Did we not say that when things got rolling, it wasn't going to be the big national series, it wasn't going to be the big regional series, it was going to be those club races that were going, and we were hoping that some of the top pro drivers would come out to the clubs, help out a little bit, maybe do some racing, but maybe wrench with some guys, do some coaching, have the big national level guys kind of help out the people on the club level, which I think has been awesome. Well, we always knew it was going to be that way because it was going to be easier for travel to go to these club events rather than some country to an event, because again, we're still dealing with travel issues. Not everybody wants to go flying. Not everybody wants to go state to state, because different states have different guidances. And so, we always knew the club level was going to be big, because again, it started at a period where, especially for us here in the North, we haven't been racing yet. So now just the aspect of going back to racing, I think, gets people amped up. People have been sitting in their house for 12 weeks. They want to go do something, and racing is kind of the perfect social distancing activity that you could possibly have, because you're outdoors, you're keeping your paddocks spaced out from everybody else, and and you still get that interaction of talking and seeing other people rather than your family that you've been stuck with for 12 weeks.
Hey, shout out to Chris McCoy. He just put up a comment there that endurance karting is racing at 103rd Street Sports Complex in Jacksonville on June the 27th. So good to see the guys from endurance karting get rolling again. They do a couple of 24-hour races as well, 12-hour races. So good to see them back on board down in Jacksonville.
They were actually just on the Charlotte Motor Speedway track doing some testing this week. Yes, they finally put some new karts out on the racetrack, new pavement. Endurance karting was one of them that was there. They had, I believe, Mike Geeson, Caleb Gaffar, and another karter in regular karts doing some testing. So just to kind of get an idea of how the track surface is and probably where they're going to put barriers and this and that as they're getting ready for the WKA race here at the end of the month.
That's awesome. All right, so let's jump into the meat of this one here because we've got a couple of track owners / track presidents joining us here today. So coming on board with us today, we have DJ Ortiz, who is the president of North Texas Karters in Denton, Texas. And we also have Sean Bailiff from the Motorsports Country Club of Cincinnati in Ohio. They'll have their own MCC Pro-Am program as well. We'll get that rolling. But guys, thank you so much for joining us here on Face2Face.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
DJ, let's start with you guys because we'll come back to Sean. We'll talk more about what he's planning to do because he really hasn't got rolling yet. Down in Texas, you guys have been rocking. And I know that before we talk about the event, and David preluded the fact that it was a huge event for you guys, great numbers, but you guys put in a ton of time in that off time. One of the things about NTK is it is a member-owned organization or a track. So, even when we were shut down because it was private, people were able to get out and practice. But you guys took that time to do a ton of work to the racetrack as well. Did you not? You added a bunch of upgrades to the facility itself.
Yes, we did. We actually put some vinyl hide on the track on part of it. We kind of ran out of time because it kind of rained and we couldn't get back on it. But also we did a pit extensions of 30 pit spots.
Yeah,
with gravel, and that is a continued work in progress because of the rain. Of course, we got busy now, so we cannot stop racing to do construction. We'd rather go racing. And
that's it, right?
Later.
Yeah.
So yes, it has been. We put a lot of work since we got actually shut down in NOLA, and after that, driving back since that time, I was thinking how are we going to get back to racing because this was a serious matter, not only to the racers but to everyone around, public and all. And it affected all of us equally. So we were kind of sitting down thinking, what can we do? What can we do? What do we need to do? I started contacting the local, the state, federal, CDC, the Texas Department of Health, and see how can we get out there. And they said, no, you cannot do this. You cannot do that. I contacted Joe Janoski with the insurance company. Say, well, you cannot do this. You cannot do that. But we tried to do this and always keep it in mind, regardless what 81 opinions and said, you have to follow a certain amount of guidelines and keeping social distancing and wearing a mask and using hand sanitizers. And one of the things is that we thought about, we cannot lock everyone out. We're going to probably go stir crazy. We got a track. But one of the things that we decided to do is close it to the public. So since it's a memberly, run track, only the members, no guests, you're allowed to get in the track.
Yeah. And
of course, always following, CDC guidelines. And that worked really well. At least it kept us out of going to get therapy somewhere.
That's right. That's right. No doubt. But that was good. So, and I heard as well, did you guys update your PA system as an announcer? That makes me happy.
I heard that you requested so.
I didn't request.
Yes.
No, it wasn't me. That's good though. I love that. It's always good to have a good PA system. But yeah, I know you guys extended your pit lane, which is great to add more people. And the cool factor is when you guys eventually did go racing, let's talk about the fact that you guys had a bunch of people there, and I'm sure they were all super happy to get back to the track.
Well, we had one of the biggest club races that we have had in a while. It's 84 drivers, and there's a few that missed the deadline. We tried to put the deadline in place because all the plans and things that we need to items to put in place logistically to get the track going and to get the race to run it effectively. And the plan started way back from, how are we going to do this? People, of course, we don't want to handshake and we don't want to be close to people, keeping that 6 feet distance. So we put a plan. We said, how are we going to do this? Like I mentioned before, we contacted, the EMT, the hospitals, and the local authorities to kind of how we're going to how are we going to proceed with this? You there?
Yep.
Kind of lost you there for a minute. And we contacted the insurance company. What do we need to do? What ideas do they have? And in the we put a committee together to kind of work on the registration aspect of things, and that is Elizabeth Chappell, Lester, Bob Shabel, and Jenny May, and myself. Kind of work on it and see how can we do this. First, we thought about we're going to go ahead and remove everyone out of the track once in or in the process. And I said, that's going to be chaotic. We cannot do that. Imagine everybody's already there sitting down. No, you got to walk out of the track. So we have a little bit more of kind of leniency from the insurance and taking into consideration the guidelines, the permits and paperwork, pit pass. You got to do it and this and a minor's release and all that other stuff needed to be done. So they gave us the approval to go allow us to do that. The drivers, when they're registered online, the webmaster attach the necessary form with the help of the registration membership person. What do we need to do and verifying does this person have a minor release? And it doesn't have, and if he does, we need to have one there. It was a lot of work for the ladies, I have to say. Really huge thanks to all of them. We were able to kind of put it in place where you register. Attached to that email is the form where you can download, print it out, and bring it in, and then we don't have to touch anything. The registration area has already a package with people, tire, fuels, pit pass, the whole thing. Here you go, give us that. We put it on the table. They were wearing gloves, using hand sanitizers. Some of them were wearing masks because we're in the open area. We couldn't do it in the gatehouse because it's kind of small. You've been there. So we put a canopy outside. It was kind of hot, and we set it outside with a table, and we were able to do that, and it was a huge success.
That's awesome.
I have to say.
That's great.
And it was, but it was something that as a team, and I say team effort again, we were able to get it done, and like I said, it was a success, a huge success. We were able to get it done.
So what does that now moving forward? Obviously, the restrictions are starting to loosen. Are you going to stay with what you're doing right now for the next foreseeable couple of months?
We have one other race coming up this Saturday. And again, we have 84. 84 is a lucky number now. We got 84 last time, and we got 84 now.
That's good.
That is crazy. But anyhow, we're going to see how things go.
Okay.
But as of right now, that's the way we're going to run the track. Then our next club race is 3 or 4 weeks from now. Yeah. Hopefully things will change. Maybe we can loosen up a few of the guidelines, of course, following the state and any local guidelines that we have to. We don't. The main thing here is to keep everyone safe, and to keep the drivers safe and their families, and run it safely and efficiently, and do not put a hinder into how we run things. Well, we got into the grid flow was changed a little bit. The drivers did an awesome job. The spectators, mechanics did awesome. Race director did great. Matt Wolf. And it was rain. We didn't do awards because we didn't, our barn is like we're kind of closed up. So we give you the medal later if you won one. But for the time being, everyone was happy, was tagged on. We had some restricted areas like, scoring, the tech barn, the gatehouse, and we limit the capacity, the maximum allowed of individuals to the bottom like 3 because we got 2 toilets, 2 urinals, 2 sinks, and try to spread it. Just try to follow, as close as we can. I don't know if anyone did it, but I think they did. I have to give them credit for that.
Well, that's one of the things we've been pushing out here and talking to all the teams and talking to all the tracks rather is the simple fact that whatever tracks are open have to do a better job than they even say they're going to. We have to be the model. Now, for a track now, Sean, we can go to you for a track like you now that you're taking over at the Motorsports Country Club of Cincinnati. You have a series coming. Can you talk a little bit first about maybe how you've been able to draw on experiences of other clubs and tracks when dialing things in for yourself?
Yeah, we've been always a little bit different since we're a private track in the sense we're members only. Now we hope to be expanding that out to more public events and such. But yeah, we May 1st, I guess we opened up and had we did it by appointments. We did it on the Ohio state law had us at 10 maximum at any one time. So we tried to adhere to that. We set up 4 different time schedules and tried to just bring people in those lumps. We closed the gates, and then all the similar things to what DJ said. We had hand sanitizers at all the doors, social distancing inside, and it's worked out pretty well. The state continued that again on the 10-person mandate. So we're continuing that probably till our first event here in June 27th. So, but we're going to start opening up to more and more, and then hopefully we get some of the racers in to start testing for our first Pro-Am karting championship race.
What is the current guidelines for Ohio right now in terms of having events like motorsports events?
Really good question. I think we're pretty well under the radar, but I know a lot of the dirt tracks around have not allowed any spectators.
Okay.
Brushy Creek next door to us has allowed spectators now, and they're gonna allow like 50% capacity and do social distancing. We just got word that Kings Island is opening the big amusement park here in Cincinnati, so I think we're pretty much in the clear for starting to really open up to more than just 10 people.
You got to think if they're going to open an amusement park, we can open a go-kart track.
Yeah, you sure would. And we're a little bit under the radar, but we wanted to do it right. So we reached out to the health department, and we didn't want to get shut down and mess things up. We were above board on everything we did as far as opening, and it just seemed like the right thing to do.
We pause our Face2Face broadcast for this quick commercial break. Stay tuned for more here on the EKN Radio Network. "25 years of experience, 25 years of success." Greg Bell and Leading Edge Motorsports are heading into their third decade in the sport with winning momentum and the best material possible. Last year's monumental victories at the Rock the Rio and SCUSA Super Nationals have proven what the sport has long known. Greg Bell is one of the finest karting tuners, and he and his drivers can get the job done. Looking for a change in equipment? Get on board with Leading Edge Motorsports. Leading Edge is North America's factory team for Formula K and Praga karts, and the new 2020 models are in stock and ready for pickup or shipping to your garage. Do you want to win like Danny Formal did with Leading Edge in Las Vegas? Call Greg Bell today at 209-369-0921 to secure your place on the team. Leading Edge Motorsports will be trackside in 2020 at the Challenge of the Americas, SCUSA Pro Tour and California Pro Kart Challenge, Rock Sonoma, and the KPX Karting Championship in NorCal. From Rock to Miami to Briggs, rely on Greg Bell and Leading Edge Motorsports to give you everything you need to step into the winner's circle. Check out leadingedgemotorsports.com to learn more. Fast, fair, and fun. The Margay Ignite Spec Karting program offers you all of that at an affordable price. The all-new IgniteKarting.com page provides you with the information you need to fuel your passion for kart racing. Ignite Karting is a spec package that includes the Margay racing chassis with a Briggs & Stratton 206 engine package and the Hoosier R80 tire. An Ignite K2 is designed for ages 8 to 12, while the Ignite K3 is available for junior, senior, and masters drivers. The 2020 season has a handful of major events for Ignite Karting. The historic Quincy Grand Prix is set for June 13th and 14th, racing through the city's famed South Park. The USAC Karting Battle at the Brickyard on July 14th, 15th, 16th is held inside the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where you have a chance to take a lap around the famed 2.5-mile oval and the special Yard of Bricks. All information on events throughout the country and Ignite Kart packages, including dealers in your area, are available at IgniteKarting.com. Head there now to register for the upcoming SCUSA Winter Series event on February 7th, 8th, and 9th at AMR Motorplex in Homestead, Florida. Arrive and drive packages are still available. So get off the couch and onto the track this year. Ignite Karting. Fuel your passion. Top-level production with a focus on a single form of motorsports. Karting. This is MG Tires. MG Tires USA, underneath the Vantage Karting Group banner, is the official distributor of the MG Tires brand for the United States. MG Tires are the official spec tire in the United States Pro Kart Series, Route 66 Sprint Series, Sunshine State Karting Challenge, and countless clubs across the country. No matter your compound preference, MG Tires USA has you covered. The 2020 season brings a new homologation period, featuring new names for the same superior products. Whether it's the medium SH Red, the soft SM Yellow, the super soft green SS, or the intermediate white IZ, MG Tires USA has your winning set of rubber in stock. Indoor and outdoor rental facilities can now trust MG Tires with their solution for long-lasting and the best performance, with 3 different compounds available through the RL line. For more info about MG Tires USA and its extensive list of dealers near you, check out their website at mgtiresusa.com. MG Tires, for the drivers. Welcome back to Face2Face on the EKN Radio Network. Let's talk about MCC, because just like over at NTK, where they've been kind of working on the track, you guys have been doing a ton to the racetrack at the start of the year. You've got some pretty big plans for the future as well. It looks like things are going to be pretty exciting for karting in Cincinnati.
It is. It's crazy. We closed on the place 2 weeks ago, and whatever time of the universe to be buying a go-kart track.
I hear real estate properties are really big right now.
Yeah.
That's always oil.
One positive thing with this, we did close. We were in the process of doing all the work. We're kind of nuts. We started all the construction just because we wanted to take advantage of these 2 months of getting everything done and out of the way. The track is dramatically different, or not the track, but the facility. All the fencing and barriers and everything needed to be done to actually host an event was just incredible. I think they more want to contain the people than the carts. So we got most of that done. We have 180 10 by 40 parking spots now. We want to get concrete runners in for that, but we're kind of making sure that the whole flow goes. So right now it's just a stone lot. But the lot will be very similar to the way Newcastle does with the concrete runners and then the stone in between. Some of the tracks you go to that are all pavement, it's nice, but really it's a pain in the butt for setting up, the awnings and such.
Sure enough, yeah.
So we like to have the stakes, and then we're putting in a UTV park or a side-by-side track next door. So that's under construction. We went from about 30 indoor or total seating to 180. So we're going to be able to host a lot more of our corporate events. And we built a flagging scoring stand in PA area that you guys will have nice air conditioned stuff.
I like that. We'll take it.
I've seen some posts where you've complained that you're under a tent and no air conditioning. So.
That's typically in Texas, isn't it?
So
out at Amarillo, Texas, 104 degrees. That was a warm one.
Yeah, I tell you, it did turn right into August, so it's like 90 degrees here and about 100% humidity. It's miserable out right now. So
hey, Sean, let's give an overview. So obviously, you and your family have with an investor have taken over the racetrack. It's yours now, it's just tremendous to have that happen. You've talked about still a member track. We've talked about opening it up to have potential the public to come in for your Pro-Am series. There was the existing track. Then you guys are putting another second track in plus the UTV track.
We want to extend the track. The track's about a 42-second track right now with the tag, which is not terrible. It gears about the same as Newcastle, maybe a tooth taller. It's pretty fast but very technical. But we've designed an extension to the track that then interior-wise of it could have a rental facility going all the time with an outer loop that makes the track more around that mile mark, which seems to be the kind of the popular size track, to attract like the SCUSA Pro Tour or something like that to us. So that'd be the eventual goal, is to host some very big events along with our own MCC Challenge or Karting Championship.
And let's talk about the Pro-Am Challenge. If I'm not mistaken, you were set to go in April. Then you had a May date as well. April 18th and May 16th were your first 2 dates that you had scheduled. Of course, those were either postponed and or canceled, depending on how you guys want to approach it. June 27 is what you're looking at getting started with. And then after that, talk a little bit about the class structure. What's the focus for this Pro-Am?
Yeah, I'm going to blame it all on the COVID thing of missing those 2 races. But thank God we had them, because there's just a ton of work. And like DJ was saying, the rain's just been incredible. It's so hard to get any kind of dirt work done when you're working in mud. So you basically, as soon as it starts to dry out, it rains again, and you're just kind of at the mercy of that. But We're super excited about our MCC series, the Pro Am Karting Championship. We are modeling it after, before all this haywire of all these different splits and series and stuff. Reminds me of IRL and IndyCar back in the day.
Yep.
But we're modeling everything right now on our 4-race remaining schedule with all the IAME class structures, and then we're going to add the Ignite Senior and Masters category. So Keith Freeber's doing an awesome job with that. We bought into it. I was an X-Factory driver for Margay, so I really like the product. They're going like gangbusters right now. We've sold probably 6 or 8 of those already. So we're going to do that. We really want it to be a stepping stone between like the OVKA series here in G&J Kartway and have the atmosphere of a pro race, but less intimidating. I'm really big into having strict tech. I want to have a really good tech structure. We're going to use some of the SCUSA guys for tech. I believe Alex Coates is going to be our race director, so excited about that. So really, we just want to give racers a feel of what it's like to go national racing, but then still have the family atmosphere and do a cookout at the end of the night. It's going to be a Saturday show, so the rest of the weekend's open to go mow the lawn or hit the links or whatever. So we keep things flowing on that day. I think Eric Jones has had pretty good success on racing on Saturdays, so we're going to follow that. We're not going to allow any testing on Friday. You can come in and park, but we don't want to have people forced to want to come in and have to test. It seems like it just extends the weekends.
Yeah, I hear you saying. Now, you have the racetrack, but you also have, of course, Trinity Karting Group, Team TKG. It had to feel good to finally be able to load that trailer up and roll up to the event at Newcastle, bringing 15 or so of your clients out and finally getting back to the racetrack.
We did. We had 15 carts. We did good, too. That's always the exciting thing. Evagor Papasavas put a whooping to him in the mini class. So it was good beating the Grim Boy, and that was good. And then Finn and Gavin were both competing for the win and the lead. We kind of missed it a little bit on the pressures, but we got a great team. We try and run, like I said, a family atmosphere. It's not always about winning. It's teaching these young kids what to do in life and in racing as well. But the competitive side of me wants to win. We want to be contending with the Norbergs and stuff. And we got some exciting stuff happening that we got a driver coming on that'll help support Finn. And then Gavin's going to be running the pro shifter category. And biggest thing is he needs a teammate. So we go to these pro races and they've been kind of by themselves with no data. And so having a couple teammates is going to help. But we're excited about being a track owner now and doing that. I'm going to have to kind of pull myself out of during these MCC races, pull myself out of being a team owner and a track owner. Or a race promoter. I'm going to kind of just sit back and watch all the people work and be there to assist everyone.
Where do you see Team TKG going? What's the schedule for you guys, you think, in terms of going to events away from MCC?
We're supporting the USPKS series for sure. We wanted, the Stars series had a fairly successful race. We just don't know where they're going next. They are racing at the end of the season with us, I think. And then we're going to try and do that 2-week craziness in August. Battle of the Brickyard for sure. That's a must do for everyone.
Oh yeah. And
we'll see the way the rest of the schedule pans out. We're kind of just waiting to see what everyone else does, so we know what to do. But we were going to go support that Rotax Grand National race, but I don't know when the date is going to be now since they postponed. The Rotax series is looking really attractive for 2021, and we may do something here with them at the track as well as our IAME program. I think there's enough room to have, competing engine builders at one facility.
Yep. I think so.
That's kind of our plan next. We're going to be expanding our rental fleet so we can, open the place up a little more to the public. We have a couple big fundraisers that we do for the Boy Scouts in the Southwest Ohio Police organizations. They're a ton of fun. So we hope to have those big events back. But it seems like everyone's starting to get the bug to go racing again. And, the corporate event funds are starting to open up. And so we hope to make a success here and just continue to expand the facility.
Now, what about? I'll ask both of you guys this question. What about getting the helmet back on yourself? You were talking all about it, Sean, that you were going to go racing again, maybe in some X30 Masters, or are we going to see you? Are you going to run
Battle of
Brickyard?
the Brickyard? Yeah,
You
Battle of the Brickyard.
Margay Ignite. Hashtag beat Sean Baylor.
I'm I've trimmed about 25 pounds off since Daytona, so I potentially could, but
I have not.
I am too busy.
You're too busy?
I'm too busy to do it. I drive a lot here at the club, jumping in and checking carts out and doing that. I don't know. I get too darn serious when I drive, and I don't think anyone would like me anymore under the tent.
That's right. It's just, Sean's such a nice guy. Well, what happened? Well, I took him out and we got in a fight.
Yeah. No, I told my kids I'd probably start racing at 70 again when they have grandkids, and
there you go.
Be that old guy in the paddock that's quick. But I'm still getting the bug. I don't know. It's so hard on the ribs anymore. I used to be made out of rubber. And
Battle of the Brickyard. It's simple, easy. We jump in. Look at me and Rob. Like we don't work out.
No.
I mean, we don't lose weight. It's a perfect example.
I tell you though, Jordan Musser needs some competition.
Oh man, does he ever?
Wow.
That
you said it.
175. So
he's a rock star though. Come on, let's be real.
Good. He is good.
He's a legend, man, in our sport. No doubt about that.
That's setting the bar up there.
That's setting the bar pretty high.
If you're gonna do it, you got to go big, don't you?
That's it.
I keep mine down low with Rob. It's only Rob Howden.
Yeah. Trust me.
I'll be 50 here in the end of the month, June 24th. So I might play. I banged around on that 175 of Gavin's, and man, that's a fun little package for sure.
I can't even think about driving that. It would break me in half.
Oh no, I jumped in. We were having a lot of that bucking throttle position stuff, and I jumped in it just to see what it did, and it really helped getting back in it because some of these younger guys, they don't know. They don't know what they don't know, and from the years of driving cars and developing them and stuff, you can kind of jump in and do it. I'm just glad I could fit the seat still. But,
good for you.
But, yeah.
Hey DJ, what about you? I know you. I've called a lot of your races over the years. Are you going to be driving anything this year?
Actually, I raced last weekend 2 classes and won both.
Yes, you won both.
Yeah.
What did you race? What class?
206 heavy and tag senior.
Damn.
And my ribs are great.
but you race a lot.
I do. I do. Whenever I'm now since we're back on track, I'm putting 200-300 laps a week.
Wow,
so,
nice
on both engines. Yeah.
Oh, how old are you?
56.
Woohoo! I got 5 more years.
Do you wear a rib protector?
Yes, I do.
Do you? Okay.
When I forget, I do 1 lap and I come back in and put it in.
All right.
Because I'm better when I don't wear a rib protector.
I don't wear one. I don't normally wear one.
I just don't want to risk it anymore.
Yeah, but I only don't wear it because if I have to wear it, I have to fit in a big fat seat.
Okay.
I can run a large seat without.
Well, I think, to be honest, for 206 racing, you could kind of get away with it.
Unless you get hit. Yeah. What if you get hit? You're still gonna hurt.
That's different. I'm talking just driving and without.
David's too far back. He never gets hit, anyways.
Oh god.
He's never around anybody.
Whatever.
Yeah, the plans is to run 206 heavy, possibly the TSRS.
Yeah.
With Brittany and race X30 Super Masters on the Pro Tour.
Oh, nice.
So when is that? August? No, yeah.
Yeah, August. Yeah, a couple of weekends in August.
We're thinking about going. Yeah, we're thinking about going to the. Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
We're thinking about going to the Brickyard as well, but that is we have so many races in a row, back-to-back weekends. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what the wife says.
That's right. Brickyard's a pretty amazing event for sure. And then of course we do all those races, and then the Indianapolis 500. Hopefully. Yep. We'll see.
Yep.
Well, guys, I'm waiting for some questions coming in from our guests. Nobody's asked any questions for sure. Anything else you guys want to take the opportunity to say here before we wrap things up?
No, I'm just thankful for you guys and all the promotion you did for karting. I couldn't imagine what it'd be without you guys doing it. It'd be pretty boring, and it's really nice to have you guys doing all this during all this COVID and what you did for the support racing or support.
Yeah, hashtag support karting's been great.
Yeah, it was nice seeing that little deduction on our bill.
Yeah.
So I can't thank you guys enough for that, and can't wait to see you guys at a racetrack. Hopefully we can get you up in the the new timing scoring flag stand we got.
I like
we'll
that
be
idea.
sending a lot of pictures your way here, so we'd love to start sharing some of that
Yeah.
now that we're officially owner and can start promoting that stuff.
We pause our face-to-face broadcast for this quick commercial break. Stay tuned for more here on the EKN Radio Network. Acceleration Kart Racing is your first and only stop on the internet for karts, parts, and safety gear to get you on the track. ShopAKRA.com offers a great selection of karting equipment on a user-friendly website. Acceleration Kart Racing has aligned itself with many of the top manufacturers and distributors in the sport to ensure that all the latest equipment is available to you, the consumer. With customer support available 6 days a week, you can be confident about getting the right parts at the right price. Be sure to visit shopakr.com today or stop by their headquarters in Las Vegas. Also, follow them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest specials, clearance items, and new products. Feel like you're racing alongside the many legends that have called CRG home. With direct factory support, the CRG Nordam operation is the North American distributor for all CRG products related to karting and is based just outside Houston, Texas. The complete racing chassis line, including the famous Road Rebel shifter kart, is available through CRG Nordam. The growing FS4 Briggs & Stratton focused chassis is expanding worldwide, including right here in North America. Many tracks, indoor and outdoor, have made the switch to the Centurion rental kart line through CRG. New for the 2020 season is the Mini Hero for cadet racing, homologated for FIA competitions around the world. Head over to kartcrg.com or find them on all social media networks. Technology, design, and manufacturing. These components are what make Kart Republic a world champion. The Kart Republic chassis has earned 2 FIA World Karting Championships. Here in the US, the brand has earned multiple victories and championships in senior, junior, and cadet competition. Kart Sport North America is the country's importer and distributor for Dino Chiesa's Kart Republic chassis, and as a leader in American karting, they are focused on providing stability for the sport and quality products and service for the community. Whether you'd like to find the Kart Republic dealer closer to you or schedule an arrive and drive package with its official North American race team, contact Kart Sport North America through their official website, kartsportna.com. We are Republic. We are one. Welcome back to Face2Face on the EKN Radio Network. I love it. Hey, and a shout out to everybody that did buy the hashtag support karting t-shirts. Now, all that money, as I said, went back to our partners at eKarting, so we really, really appreciate that. DJ, anything for you guys from Texas?
Oh, we want to thank you guys for always keeping us informed across the country. We have follow you. I'm a big follower, a big fan of you guys. I want to thank you for what you guys do.
No, we appreciate that, man. David, any other final words from you, my friend?
I kind of, well, since we got time, talk to Sean a little bit. You went to the Stars event kind of because social media was kind of extinct for that weekend. Newcastle kind of implemented that. I heard you got called into the principal's office for a video you might have taken.
I did.
But kind of talk about kind of how the overall the event went and kind of the social distancing aspect of it as well too.
Really, the feel wasn't, a whole lot different that way. Just at the main gates, they were doing some stuff at the, you couldn't go inside the building. They had its growing pains for sure, but it was well run. They did a few things that were interesting as far as the start box, the commitment box. I wasn't super big fan of that, but it was in generally it was really good. I think I counted about 104 entries over there. So it was good. Joe did, runs a pretty tight ship for sure. The tech was there were some growing pains with that, but with any new series, you're going to have that. I hope he can get it together and get it, to where it survives for sure.
Yeah.
But, some of these sanctioning bodies, I'm going to jump on the soapbox here. I think we have too many of them for sure. And, I'd love to see a national touring series that split up, over the 12 months and do like a 6-race schedule where you're racing every other month. Cause it's just hard on the wallet everything seems compressed into just 2 or 3 months in the summer. And it's really tough on teams, but they did a good job. Yeah. I did get called in the office. I tried to close off the tent and do that incognito post. And then I get seeing OTK shared it, and then you shared it, and then they both put Newcastle on it. And then sure enough, I get the phone call, come to the office, please. And it's like, here we go.
Uh-oh. I love it. All right, guys.
I'm not done yet. Yeah, give me some time. DJ, what has been kind of the momentum at the club there? Has it been kind of focused more at Briggs, or is it kind of shifting towards KA? What's kind of the overall class atmosphere there?
We I have to say both of them have been incredibly, a lot of numbers on both. The 206, like you all know, you all have raced it. It's just a very, I say competitive. When I first saw the 206, I was racing Rotax, DD2, the whole thing, quite a bit faster than that. I said, I'm not going to race that lawnmower and so on. But I honestly have to say, it has been one of the funnest things that I've ever done in karting. Because in the other classes, okay, the speed is a little faster on the other one, so you can get away a little bit quicker. Or maybe you have 2 or 3 guys. But here you have 10, 15 guys going for the same hole, for the same spot. And sometimes you get a little bit greedy and you go in there, outbreak someone. And the next thing you know, you 5 spots back. And it's just not only that, if you make a mistake, you can see it on your lap times. It's not like you can just drop a gear, shift a gear, or just drop the hammer and get out of the hole. No, here it takes you a little bit and you see it. And in the 206, like you'll know, 2 or 3 tenths is huge on the track. And because of that, is just the growing and the maintenance aspect of it, and not only that, the price is somewhat on a very affordable level, especially during these days. We have increased in every class. Probably we had anywhere from 6 to 7. Like we have big classes. We're talking 16s in the juniors, 10, 12, 16 on the junior ones, so the cadets, and the senior close to 20, the heavy close to 10. And the classes is coming along is going to be the KA. The KA juniors and the KA seniors are, they took kind of like, in a way, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or not, but they took the spot of the Yamaha.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I think everyone knows that the Yamaha kind of went away, or still maybe running in some areas, but the KA, I think is maybe easier, a little bit faster, a little bit cooler. You got your own starter, the in-hand started, and people are kind of attracted to those things. And as a result, that has been the 2 biggest engine packages in classes. Like I said, we had 84 guys, and I'm just talking drivers. Many of them ran multiple classes. Yeah. So we probably hit close to 100 participants, or 100 entries in different classes. But those 2 engines were the most successful one, and affordable too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
that's all I had, Rob.
That's all you got, DC?
Yeah, that's it.
What about you, Sean? When we're talking KA and that kind of new 100cc program, you see that being something big at MCC?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think of the 15 karts, we had 7 of them were KA. So
okay, your program.
It's definitely growing for sure. I'm thankful that the Yamaha's dying. To me, those were one of the most expensive engines to run, just because the clutch alone, the clutch maintenance was incredible. And back in the day, the pipes, that was the pipe of the
day.
Pipe of the week. Yeah.
I just saw that RLV put out a letter saying that they're not going to be making any more, custom pipes. So the Yamaha.
I got like 7 in my garage. So
yeah, I know.
It's ironic you guys talk about that, because road racing right now, the laydown class, the Yamaha pipe is the actual biggest class that they have going at Mid-Ohio in 2 weeks. I think they're going to have up to 30 guys in that category. So
I might
have to
really
take my 4 motors over there and try and sell them.
That's a perfect place to go. So
I got few for sale too.
But the K100, it's pretty neat. It's the KA and the VLR, they look like Frankenstein. You know, they're big motors, and our guys complain about their elbows hitting them, but you don't have you don't have the radiator that you got to worry about, and it's, you know, the clutch lasts forever. The tires are, this new MG Red is a pretty good tire, so at least that's what we run. So yeah, it's definitely, and you know, they're pretty affordable to run. We just tore one down that had almost 30 hours on it, and it could have probably won another 30. So really? That's pretty encouraging.
Yeah, most definitely.
So yeah, and the 206 is pretty neat. We're excited about the Ignite thing. DJ's right about the driving and that in them. They're pretty neat.
Well, and again, that's where that KA fits in, right? Because so many people are so excited about doing the 206. If they're looking for more speed, they don't have to jump to an X30 or a Rock, whatever it may be. They can get that middle line. I've had a chance to drive one of the 100 cc's, and I love it. It was so much. It gave you that bottom end hit coming out of the corner still. It's still a great ride, but it's not that ferocity of trying to run an X30 or something like that.
Yeah, a few of our Masters guys even said that this past weekend. One was running both classes, and he said, you know, this K is pretty nice. It doesn't quite beat me up as bad.
Yeah, that's it.
Initially, is a good step forward to go from the 206. We have had probably maybe 11, 12 drivers in my team, and probably 2 or 3 of them have gone to the KA, and they found it. They want a little bit more speed. They're younger, and they want to go a little faster. They don't want to go into the big money of the, I don't know, KA, I mean, X30 or Shifter or anything like that. So they move a little bit faster, and they have found it very, very enjoyable because of the spec aspect of the engine. It's not like you can go in there and file this and do all that stuff. So they have found it very affordable and easy to drive as well. These don't kill your ribs as bad as the other ones do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's really nice for people getting into it, because we found that worn out Tony karts are the fastest thing, or one of the fastest things for a 206. So.
Yeah, that's it. Look at DJ. Don't tell anybody. They are. That's right. Another thing that's really good for, just to add, to kind of put the cap on it, it's also, I think, and we don't talk a lot about it, but I think it's the KA or the VLR are very valuable for the drivers coming in a Mini who maybe don't want to go right to an X30 or a Rock. They can have that little slower package, right?
Yeah, that's a big step coming from a Mini, because like here at MCC, that's darn near a 8-second jump a lap.
Is it really?
Yeah. So I mean, that's a ton of speed to put on the kid, where the Mini's about a 4.5-second jump from the Mini to the KA.
To KA, yep. Well, guys, listen, I appreciate you joining us here on Face2Face. Great to talk to you guys about DJ, but what's going on in Texas. Of course, a lot of super exciting stuff happening with Sean, you guys at MCC. That program, that track, here's this track that was kind of this like little secret that nobody knew about. And all of a sudden, it's going to be this amazing track in Cincinnati. I think it's going to be huge for the sport.
Yeah, we want to do it right, so we hope that's the case.
Well, anything that comes out of a bailiff program is always done right. We know how first class you do everything you do. Thank you for joining us, DJ. Thank you for joining us. Well, I always love getting down to Denton, man. Great people down there. I've always had some fun. What's that?
I was going to tell DJ I'll stop by over at the Summer Nats and say hello.
There you go.
Please do.
That's what we're doing.
I'm here.
We're connecting the sport here.
That's right.
Amen.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you. See you back soon. Take care.
Well, David, a couple of great guys there. And again, really excited about the whole Motorsports Country Club of Cincinnati and what they're doing with their series and then developing the track, making the track a bit bigger. And then, of course, I always love going down to Denton, Texas. I've had a chance to announce a lot of races there and just great people there at that particular track.
Yeah, I think you can look at both facilities. Looking at the pandemic we've gone through, it was kind of in a positive atmosphere. They were able to take it and move it to a positive where they're doing facility upgrades. Yep. You know, obviously with Bailiff taking over the facility, there was a lot to do there. But you know, with the NTK track, you know, obviously you always want to keep upgrading and doing little things here and there to make it welcoming for not only members, but for visitors who come to the facility. So that's the great thing about, I think, over the last 12 weeks is people taking this time and using it as a positive area to do good things. So that's, you know, again, that's kind of what the focus has been on.
It's really turning this into an opportunity, right? As opposed to being a shutdown, it's more of an opportunity.
Right.
84 drivers coming out to run at NTK, getting back to club racing. And we've been talking about this since we started our Operation Grassroots program about how important it is to support club racing. And to be honest, without the bottom of the pyramid, without club racing right now, we would have no karting. Because if it was just regional and national, everybody would be dying. Nobody would be able to pay their mortgages or rent or whatever it may be. The club, we always talk about the foundation of the sport being so important, and it really has been crucial here as we kind of come out of this COVID-19 pandemic.
And one aspect is the fact that maybe people who only do rental karts is looking at getting into competitive karting, because right now they can't do any rental karts at certain states and certain facilities. So, so that's the other aspect of it as well. But yeah, as we said from the beginning, club tracks were going to kind of reap the benefit of the pandemic we were in, and now we're starting to see that. And then as we go into July, that's when things will start to open up more for regional and national events. So, now is the time for clubs to kind of take advantage of this and get people to their racetrack.
I agree. All right, guys, we are done here with this edition of Face to Face. Big thank you to Sean and DJ for joining us. Kind of give you some more information on what's going on both in Ohio and, of course, down in Texas as well. Great job of the guys at NTK for putting their program together, doing exactly what we wanted, right? Going above and beyond what was supposed to be done with CDC and with their state health boards. That's the way this stuff needed to happen. So I love seeing it. Hopefully we'll see more people racing in Texas and around the country. More tracks coming up. Make sure that you have a look at the article that David keeps updating on ekartingnews.com. We'll have a couple more of these face-to-faces again next week as we now roll into the weekend. It's Friday. Time to shut down. 2:45 on a Friday. We need to take a break, for God's sakes. IndyCar getting going this weekend as well. I'm excited to watch that and listen to the guys from IndyCar Radio for that. If you haven't got your support karting t-shirt yet, Dave's wearing it right there. ekartingnews.com/store. All the proceeds going to the EKN partners in the industry. On Tuesday, in the show we do on Tuesday, we'll draw a name out of a hat, and someone's going to win a prize package who has bought and posted to social media. So we'll do that for sure on Tuesday. Otherwise, David, we're done for the weekend. Thanks for all the hard work you've been putting in, man. You've been busting your butt getting content out. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's let's enjoy the weekend. Maybe hit the links a little bit. Do maybe a beach here or there.
Well, I'm hopefully getting to Hamilton and doing some laps in a Burrell kart, maybe a Charles Leclerc. We'll see. I need to drive something, hopefully this coming weekend in Hamilton.
You need to start testing for October, yeah.
I do. I got to start practicing, man, because I got to kick someone's ass. That guy right there. Guys, thank you so much for joining us again here on ekartingnews.com. We appreciate it. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Take care of everybody, folks. Thanks for joining us. Book it.